a small case was natural enough. But before he agreed to anything, he'd know that he wasn't hauling a bomb. His time in Afghanistan had left him very careful about what exactly he took on board. Peppers headed off toward a car parked not too far away. He lifted something out of the trunk and came back holding it. From the way he was carrying it, the gadget didn't seem especially heavy. "Open it up, please." Seeing the skeptical look on the retired colonel's face, Michael shook his head. "I don't expect to understand any of the widgetry. I just want to make sure it's actually a scientific widget." "He's a little paranoid," said Melanie. Michael shrugged. "A couple of tours of duty in Afghanistan in a combat unit makes you twitchy about anything that might be an IED. He nodded toward the case. "I want to see what's in there." Peppers fiddled with a couple of latches and opened the top lid. Anderle leaned over and studied the innards. After a minute or so, he straightened up. "Okay, that doesn't look like anything that can go boom. So I'm betting you're investigating the events that seem to be moving stuff through space and time." He waited for Pepper's nod, then said, "I want to know what's been happening, too. You got a deal." And, thought Michael, the extra $300 a month will pay for some diesel. While his wife and O'Connell worked out the financial details, Michael and Peppers went over to his vehicle, which turned out to be a Peterbilt tractor hauling a tanker trailer. The tractor was flamboyantly painted to resemble a dragon breathing fire. On the door of the cab was a logo reading, Anderle Trucking, Evansville, Indiana. "What's in the tanker?" Peppers asked. "Mostly diesel, some gasoline in a separate compartment." They attached the case to the back of the tractor's cab in a spot where it wouldn't interfere with anything. There was plenty of space, and the glue that Peppers used was impressive. It'd be easy to remove when the time came to, since all that actually touched the cab were 4 little legs. Not long thereafter, the Anderles climbed into their truck. The engine fired up, and off they went. "Follow them?" Peppers asked, pointing to the Peterbilt containing the large blond man and his family. O'Connell nodded. "For 10 miles or so. That'll be enough time to make sure the instrumentation's working properly." 6 miles from the truck center, the monitor in O'Connell's laptop suddenly came to life, and very dramatically. From Pepper's angle at the steering wheel, it seemed as if every light was flashing and every dial was going berserk. "Dear God!" exclaimed Malcolm. I think we're about to intersect a temporal bolide." That was the term they used for what they postulated were objects or forces or whatever that were striking the Earth and producing the time transpositions. "I'm getting readings from the detector in the Peterbilt and the detector in our car." Peppers, on the other hand, had a clear line of vision in both the rear-view mirror and the side mirror. Nothing was showing any indication in the 3 visible dimensions. Malcolm shouted, "Stop!" Peppers slammed on the brakes and the car swerved off the road into a grassy shoulder. He looked at Malcolm. "What the fuck?" O'Connell, pulling up a camera, pointed ahead where the Peterbilt was making a slight curve following the road. Directly in front of them, but no longer directly in front of the Peterbilt, was a country store. There was a flash of light. It looked like ball lightning, but it was huge, the length of a football field. No, more. Then it was gone. So was the Peterbilt and about half of the store. None of the occupants of the Peterbilt saw anything at all until the flash of light. Shane was curled up on the lower bunk of the sleeper portion of the cab and was playing a game on her tablet. She couldn't have seen anything from there anyway. For their part, Michael and Melanie were debating which audiobook they should listen to, and neither of them was looking in the side view mirror. People driving vehicles that weigh close to 40 tons tend not to worry over much about what might be coming up on their rear. It wouldn't have mattered. There was no indication until the flash of light. One moment they were in the 21st century. There was a flash of light, and they weren't. There was a double bump as the Peterbilt's left, then right front tires climbed a 6-inch step to get from the road to the prairie. The rear wheels of the Peterbilt made the transition from blacktop to prairie more easily. The front tires had converted the step into something approaching a ramp the trailer's wheels barely noticed, but by then, Melanie was already braking. "Oh, shit," Peppers said. The whole thing had taken a fraction of a second, and as he looked ahead, he realized that if he hadn't stopped, they would have been caught in the ring of fire. The Peterbilt.